The moment a woman knows on the spot that you're willing to let her go, there's just something that flips in their mind. Okay, it just flips in their mind that this guy is not afraid to lose me. And that is one of the most charismatic, the most bad boy aura you can give a woman. The moment a woman knows that you can walk away at will, you can walk away from her BS at any point in time, you can walk away if she's not acting right, she will by her own self start acting right. What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is a channel where you get to learn about leadership, communication and networking on a very broad perspective, on a specific perspective. And recently I was seeing a chat of men that are still in their virgins at a very young age, at age let's say 18 to 21, and it was a comparison over the decades, and specifically as at 2008 and 2018, that's in the space of one decade. The statistics shows that from about 11% of guys used to be virgin at the age 21, but as of 28, that was as of 2008, but as of 2018 the number increased drastically to 27%, and it keeps on increasing. Now my question is, do these guys want to stay virgin at that age? The biggest part of the response to that question is no. Okay, majority of these young guys want to get something, they want to get some action on, basically they want to get laid, and there's so many factors contributing to this statistics, you know, going up like that. And this video is specifically driven towards, you know, helping young men out there, you know, getting the girl that they want and being able to strike a conversation, and for the biggest part, go on a date with them and get something, you know, get some action. So if you're a lady, I would strongly encourage you could back up from the video right now, because things will get a little steamy. Okay, this is a video that's specifically driven towards young men. It's directed towards young men out there who I think are going through a lot of hard time because of so many factors involved into this society. And before going deep into it, I'm gonna share something with you guys. So yesterday I was at the gym and I went with a couple of my female friends. Okay, and we got to the gym, we were working out, and at some point I had to like dispose them off until I asked them to go work out somewhere else. So while I was working out, there was this badass chick, whatever. She was like, on a scale of 1 to 10, she'd be like a 7.5. And she was curvy and everything. But this girl was working out, and while she was working out, you see a lot of young dudes. They would go beside her and just work out and do a lot of things. Maybe they just don't feel like talking to her. But the truth about the matter is, whenever you see a young guy around a young female, and they're both in like their sexual prime, they both want to have a conversation. Okay, and the chances are the younger dudes want to approach the female, but they don't even know how to approach the female. And I was seeing all these things, and this girl was working out, and she was just basically going around, and you know, women also give chosen signals, and I could sense that she was there by herself, and she was kind of inviting guys, because she wasn't having her headset, and she was just working out, and it seems almost inviting. So I can't tell, because I don't know what's going on her mind. And I was expecting a couple of guys at the gym to like approach this girl, but the thing about today's society, this season that we are at, is that most guys they find it difficult to approach women, because women tend to set the bar high. Okay, women tend to set the bar really high, and I think they do it for security reasons, and they do it because they can do it. Okay, they do it because they can say, and basically they tell you there's certain standards, and we live in a society that it's okay for women to have standards, but it's not okay for men to have standards. What am I saying? As a woman, if you ask a girl out, she can easily tell you, I don't go out with broke guys. Okay, and we don't have a name for that. But as a guy, you can't easily tell a woman, I don't go out with ugly girls, to her face. It's either you're misogynistic, or you are maybe body shaming or facial shaming her, whatever. And I get those things, okay? It's standards, and it's called you having a standard. But most guys, even if they have standards, they find it very difficult to exude their standard. All right, it's pretty steamy in here. Gotta turn on the AC. I don't want to turn on the AC because of the sound. But back to the video. One thing I notice is most guys want to approach women, but they don't, because women, it's so easy, especially if she's the 8, 9, 10 type of a girl. Most guys won't. Like I always tell, even when I approach ladies, I tell them, if I leave you sitting here, if she's an 8, 9, 10, I tell them, if I talk to you and you're my girl, if I leave you sitting right there, I'm fully confident that no guy will approach you. And you know what? The funny part of it is, they always confirm this, and they say yes. The truth is, most guys wouldn't approach them because of some form of deep insecurities, some deep insecurities that most men in today's world are going through. A lot of guys watch a couple of videos, they watch tons of videos actually on how to be an alpha, how to be masculine, how to approach a woman, how to do this, how to do this. I tell them, you could watch all of this video, you can watch a gazillion portion of all those videos, but if you don't do one thing, which is taking action, you will still be at the same spot. You will still be single, you will still be miserable, you will still not know how to talk to a woman, whatever. But the good part of this thing is, majority of all those women, all those 8, 9, 10 women, they are dying to be approached. Okay, they are dying to be approached. So back to this lady at the gym, she was walking out around, and from afar we kind of see each other, but I didn't even look at her. I was just like, I didn't even pay no attention to her. And the fun fact of it is that I was wearing the same outfit, okay, a black top and a black sweatpants, and I was just basically simple. But the thing about me is, I always look very cool, calm, and collected. Whatever I'm doing, I don't have to say anything. I just know how to communicate confidence. So right from afar, you could tell that this girl was just doing a thing. A lot of guys were walking out around her. People were just looking. You could just tell that they want to strike a conversation, but they don't know how to say. They don't know even how to approach. So this lady came around me, and she was working out, and I remember I said, you just have to approach. So the first thing I just did was, hey, what's up? Oh yeah, so you're all sweaty, man. That means you're getting in the workouts. I'm not sweating like you. Maybe we should work out together one of these days, And that was how we started an almost 2 hours conversation. Okay, take note of one thing. I did the approach, but after a while she started doing the talking. All right, now this is something I want to break down on how to approach a badass woman. Okay, I'm talking about the 8, 9, and 10 type of a woman. And once you approach them and you could get the conversation out of them, you have to do this following things. It can be hard to do because it means you need to practice some form of self-control, and if you don't have this form of self-control, you're going to ruin it. Okay, you're going to ruin the conversation, you're going to ruin the possible relationship. But it's okay. One thing I always say is, it's all trial and error. Okay, you could be rejected on the spot. She could even tell you, she could just walk away from you. She could do whatever she wants because it's her. She's a human being and she has her own right to do whatever she wants. Okay, remember, you're the one approaching, you're the one going into her space, and at some point you also have to respect that. Keep those things in mind. Okay, and one thing that I always tell myself is, I'll just do this and let the chips fall. Stop following no rule. There are no rules to this thing. There are no rules to being an alpha. There are no rules to talking to the baddest chick. There are no rules to living your life perfectly. Just do your own thing, okay? And let the chips fall. Whatever happens, happens. The most important thing is you take ownership, you take accountability, and you learn from whatever happens. If it's the good thing, you learn from it. If it's a bad thing or a bad situation, you learn from the mistake and you just move on. Okay, so keep this in mind. Always let the chips fall. If you approach a woman and it's a win, fine. If it's not a win, move on to the next one. But always keep in mind that you don't get to approach just one woman. Even if a woman is telling you that I want you to talk to just me, if she is not portraying that exclusivity, like she's not telling you we have to be exclusive, she's not initiating the relationship, you have to talk to as many women as possible. You don't just get committed to a woman that's not showing signs that she wants to be committed to you. I'll say that again. You don't just get committed to a woman that's not showing signs that she wants to be committed to you. So here are some key things to keep in mind. Okay, I think it's 5 of them, but just keep them in mind whenever you see a woman that you think you find attractive and you just want to strike, or you want something to come out of it. Maybe you want to have a conversation, or you even want to ask out on a date. Keep those 5 key things in mind. All right, the very first thing that you have to keep in mind is you need to approach with striking confidence. This is easy, and women are so good at telling if you're faking confidence. Women are good at reading body language much more than we guys. They can read body language better than most guys. So if you approach a woman and you're faking confidence, she can tell. So you have to approach with striking confidence, but try as much as possible not to fake that confidence. Okay, 1 second. Try as much as possible not to fake your confidence. It's very important because women can tell if you're faking confidence. All she has to do is just ask you 1 or 2 questions and boom, you're off balance. Okay, so, and for you to have the striking confidence, you need to do some things. I notice when I'm in the gym, a lot of guys stink of sweat, like they're working out, they're pushing it, which means you're walking. Okay, but if you walk up to a lady and all she can smell of you is sweat and old body odor and all those things, she doesn't want to have a conversation with you. You're stinking. Okay, so even though you're working out, try and stay clean. That's the number 1 thing. Wear your perfume, wear your deodorant, whatever, smell good. Women love guys that smell good. If you're at the gym and you smell good, that's like a green light. All right, so that's the very first thing. That's the easiest thing you could ever do. Okay, first thing, approach her with confidence. Okay, keep that in mind. Confidence means, the way you talk, your eye contact, your body language. You need to just show that you don't care. Okay, you don't care whatever the outcome is. You just want to have a conversation. You're not there to just initiate sex. You're not there to ask her on a date because you're whatever. You're just there to just get to know her as a human being. As the very first thing. So the second thing is, once you approach with that striking confidence, the second thing you want to do is you want to make her want to win your validation. Okay, you want to make her, because women, as we all know, they will chase validation to the end of the world. All right, so you want to make sure she wants your validation, and that means after getting to know her, you have to switch the conversation from you trying to impress her and switch it to her trying to impress you. Now, how do you do this? There are tons of ways of doing this, but the easiest way of doing this is to find out And this might be mean and dark at some point, but you have to find out where she's falling short and convince her that she's falling short in this area, and convince her that she needs to improve. Now, if it's a place where she doesn't even know that she's falling short, and you can point it out and specify that she needs to improve here, she automatically now knows that you are the type of a guy that she can grow with, or that can help her on her growth journey. And when women see guys like that, even if she's faking or she's acting like she's stubborn and she's confident, she knows that she needs you, because one, you're confident, two, you can point out things, areas where she's lacking without her even knowing at some point, and three, you can be truthful and she can trust you because you're not there to kiss her ass. Women like guys that can just tell them, if, for example, if she's overweight, you just point it out that she's overweight. Don't just say, oh, you're beautiful, I like BBW, I like thick, big booty women. No, you don't want to be saying all those things. Let her know she's overweight. Let her know she needs to work. Let her know that you can help her, most likely. But you have to be straightforward. You have to be confident, and you have to speak like you know what you're talking about. All right? The next thing is you have to tell her how you think. All right, tell her how you think, and this is very tricky. All right, instead of you telling her she's beautiful, even though you find her attractive, because most guys are quick to say, I was asking a friend of mine, how do you approach a woman? What do you tell a woman when you approach her? She was like, and the guy was like, he would walk up to a woman and he'll be like, I don't think beautiful women like you exist anymore. That is just a way of just cringing the lady. Okay, so one thing you want to do is tell her how you think most women in general, not like how you think most women in general can hold a conversation. Most women in general are boring. Most women in general are not intelligent. Okay, but you think she can hold a conversation, and you think physically she's okay. You don't want to be the type that's like drooling and be like, ooh, you're beautiful, you this, you that. No, you just be like, you're okay, and that's fine. Okay. Now, when you do that, she automatically knows that you're the type of a person that you just don't take BS from women. Like, you just see women as they are, and you telling her she can hold a conversation, that coming from someone like you after observe, because women, for real, women are boring. That is why they always need guys that are like, that's why they like the bad boy type of guys, okay, the comedians, the funny guys, you know, guys that can make things happen. Because if women are left alone by themselves, they can sit down all day and do nothing, and that's why they get fat, because they are boring. Now, if you can point that out, and then you just be like, well, you can hold a conversation, she automatically knows that you're the type that doesn't validate women easily, but then you think she's okay, she's interesting, and that way she would want to work even harder to convince you that she is smart and not that she's just beautiful, and she would want to hold a conversation with you. You got to keep that in mind. Okay, let her understand, especially from the broader perspective, because most women know that most women are dumb. Majority of men know that the only thing they have is their physical attraction, and if you can point that out, that works like magic. All right, that works like magic. The next thing you want to do is you want to ask her for a number. All right, ask her for a number, maximum twice. Ask her once, and if she says no the first time, give her a reason why you're asking for the number. Maybe you just see, maybe you want to help her improve, or maybe you just want to get to know her more, or maybe whatever. Give her a reason other than, oh, I'd like to take you out on a date. Okay, give her. You could come up with something creative. Maybe, you know, you want to share something with her or whatever, but don't ask for the number more than twice, because after that you're this needy guy who has no other option, and you just want to get the number, you're desperate, whatever. You don't want to be that guy. You want to be the guy who commands respect every single time, and after the second time you just let them know, you know what, it's your loss. I don't usually do this, but I just think you are attractive or whatever, or you're interesting, and it doesn't matter. Maybe we're just not meant to be. And the moment a woman knows on the spot that you're willing to let her go, there's just something that flips in their mind. Okay, it just flips in their mind that this guy is not afraid to lose me. And that is one of the most charismatic, the most bad boy aura you can give a woman. The moment a woman knows that you can walk away at will, you can walk away from her BS at any point in time, you can walk away if she's not acting right, she will by her own self start acting right. Okay, so ask for the number maximum twice. If she says no the first time, tell her the reason. The second time, if she says no, tell her, well, it's your loss, and then just start moving on. She will find a way to give it to you. Even if it's not the number, it might be her sharing social media with you, or it might be her coming back to that same spot where she met you the next day because she wants to see you again. Because there's just something about guys that can just let things go. Okay, and women crave guys like that. All right, the next thing is that you want to do is, after doing all the things, after getting the number, unless you're still doing things around there, just move on. All right, just walk away, go do something else, stay away from her, don't say too much. A lot of people ruin the chances of dating a girl or asking a girl out or being in a relationship with a woman just by saying more than enough, just by saying too much, just by over talking. Because at some point the lady will now keep quiet and just starts. The moment a lady is quieter than you, you lost. Okay, unless you're dropping so much wisdom and she loves you and she respects you, or maybe she likes your voice. But if you guys just met and you're doing most of the talking, you lost. So once you get the number, once you've done whatever it is that you've done, the first 4 stages, if you're not doing anything around there, just move on. Okay, move on completely, and you could talk to another girl around there. The moment, a lot of guys, I've seen guys tell me things like, I just spoke to that girl and then there's another girl, I don't want to be talking to another woman because she's there. No, you don't do that. If you see a woman and you just spoke to this woman and you see another one, talk to the other woman. It doesn't mean you're dating her, it doesn't mean you're disrespecting her. To her, it just means that you have the abundant mindset. Okay, it means you have the abundant mindset, and it makes her even want you more because she knows that if she loses you, someone else will take you. And women are so competitive out of nowhere. She wants to have what all these other women have. So that's the trick. Move on and just have a conversation with someone else. So keep in mind those 5 key things. Approach with confidence. Okay, make her want you, make her want your validation. Tell her how other women are done, but how you think she's okay and she's interesting. Ask for a number, and then finally just move on. All right, so keep those 5 things in mind, and you will be able to bag any chick. Any chick that's like from like 8, 9, 10, the baddest and the hottest and the most beautiful of all chicks. The average chicks, talk to the average chicks too. I always tell my friends that they're good for sparring. Okay, it's just like you're a boxer. Maybe like the 8, 9, 10 are the real match for you, the real boxing match. But then the 7, 6, 5, they're like the sparring. Okay, so you spar with those ones, you talk to them, you just make casual friendship with them. But the 8, 9, 10, keep all those things in mind, and you will be able to have a lengthy conversation more than most guys with this 8, 9, 10 type of chicks. All right, keep this in mind. I don't know why I keep thinking about it. Keep this in mind. Never talk more than the girl. Okay, say one word or say one sentence and just be laid back. Let her do most of the talking. Women love to talk. The moment a woman sees that you're talking more than she does, she finds you unattractive because it's a feminine trait or it's an insecure trait. You're trying to cover your insecurities with so much work. So let her do all the talking. All right, and also keep in mind the 5 key things to do. And until next time, when I'll be seeing you in the next video. Name is Dapo Ibrahim, and remember guys, always be your best self.